I'm marking hard bottom, and I see 3 groupers right at the bottom. 59, 60 feet of water.
George, I need another pair of hands.
Huh?
I need another pair of hands.
Okay.
Something going on here. On your long rod.
That rig, you mean? We got the essentials. Holy shit.
No. Maybe. Well, it's dipping like it was a fish.
Yeah, just cut that line off. Just cut that rig. Baby grouper.
So, what is this thing? There's no attention. It's pretty weird. Where was it under the boat? Oh boy. Alright, I need another rig. Are they up here?
In that plastic box. And the sinker's back here. If you do this kind of fishing, make sure you got a hot tub at home. Just from cleaning the boat yesterday, this morning at 4:30, 5 o'clock, I couldn't move. I had to get in the hot tub for an hour. Advil and hot tub. And then comes the beer and the Captain Morgan. Not necessarily in that order.
That's a fish. Maybe. Double snappers.
You do?
No, Bob did. Double snap. Snag. Was there?
Nice. Oh, grouper. It's a baby grouper. Don't let the air out of them. Give here either the leader. There still might be a fish on there. Righty light loose.
Yeah, it's actually holding still. Got us anchored. pressure right there.
Boy, you hate to cut this shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to cut the line. I haven't had to do it in like 8 years. But
Give her one more shot. What about just pulling, like, go walk it to the front of the boat horizontally?
well, one thing you could do, we brought up all the lines and we went on the other side of it. But none of that's going to happen today.
You gonna tie it off on the boat somewhere?
No.
No.
No. I'm going to get back to fishing. Like I say, I haven't had a snag that I couldn't unloose, and it just proves how strong.
Yeah, that was stopping us from drifting.
How strong it is. How strong the leader was. Yeah, braided line, you got to run the line through the eye twice. Then you can tie your knot so it doesn't slip. Go around about about 8 or 9 times. Get it wet. Take the other end in your teeth. Just hope you don't have a tooth come out. And there's scissors to cut braided line. There you have it. Yeah, you can't let snagging the bottom keep you from fishing. You got to address it, take care of it, and move on. Like I say, that hasn't happened to me in, I mean, 100 times of fishing. But, you know, you just can't, sooner or later, that sinker or the hook or something is going to embed it in the coral somewhere. And because you made such a strong rig, you know, I guess you could make your rigs so when you do the snaps, if they're not super strong, but yeah, that's the way you want them. You want to be ready for that big fish. So I got a new chicken rig on here. Put my pinfish on. "16-ounce ledge sinker. We're still running over hard bottom. We're about halfway into our drift. We're drifting so slow today, it's only about a 3-mile-an-hour breeze coming out of the south from the Caribbean. When it comes out of the Caribbean, it's warm, baby. It's bringing all that moisture from the Bahamas. And we can see it off in the distance. Still drinking liquids. Oh, I forgot to tell you, it's July. Doesn't matter what year it is. It's July. It's the middle of July. It's around 11 o'clock in the morning. We left the marina around 7. Started catching live bait. I think we headed out here 8:30. We had about a half-hour run. People keep saying, "Oh, you gotta go out at 30 miles." Not me. Not the Silver Shark. Not in this hot weather. Yeah, we see a big thunderstorm pop up, we can run inshore. Yeah. Oh. Okay, yeah, I need another. So I'm going to put a Pompano rig on, my spinning outfit, my Penn 950 SS, and this is 3 hooks. Gets a little dangerous, but we can handle it. Yeah, they hand wrap these things overseas. I don't think 2 of them, they ever come wrapped the same. It's like a puzzle each time. It's like the Rubik's cube of Pompano rigs. You don't have to put bait on all 3 hooks, but I like living dangerously.